All right, good morning, guys. Welcome back for another one. So I think I stayed at the end of the last one. We're going to be swapping engines around again. So basically going to be taking the 455 stuff, the part-wise, back to my dad's. And we're going to keep the block here because the block for the 455 and the block for the 428, which we're going to use, are going to go to the machine shop. And I'll explain more of that after we get all this swapping and rearranging done. So probably hit you with some long time lapses here of us swapping everything around and then explain to you what the heck we're doing. So let's get to it. Loaded up. Sure, it's getting annoying seeing us do this over and over again, but it should be the last time. So let's get out there and swap these things out. All right, guys, didn't end up setting up or filming anything just because it was too dang hot and a lot of heavy lifting, but got all this other stuff loaded up, bringing the 400 back to use it to mock up again, since we are going with the 428 and it has the same early style engine mounts as the early cars. So we'll be able to use it for mock-up and make our mounts and everything. So go ahead and go home, get everything unloaded. All right, we're back at the garage. So let's do the daunting task of unloading all this stuff, and we'll show you what we got after that. All right, guys, so obviously we're going to use this for mock-up since it's a complete engine. 455 I'm going to be removing from the engine stand and setting it out of the way, so then we can in turn put the 428 up on the stand and finish tearing it down so it can be to this state so we can get both of these off to the machine shop. And then I brought this little cart up, folded up the other table so we can keep the parts on this. And then once I'm done making engine mounts and stuff, this one can go back home and we'll be done. And then once the machining's done on the 428, which this thing's in fantastic shape, by the way, we'll be able to obviously put the engine and trans in it. So that's pretty much where we're at for now. And being that it's Sunday, I think this is enough work and sweat for the day. So I'm gonna close up shop and we'll pick up again and see what else we're getting into. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode. To start this one off, probably going to see us get going on this 428. And I'm going to go ahead and get these engines all swapped around because after I got these things pulled in here, after you probably saw in the last video, I may have put it in this video, not sure, whichever. You already saw I got the engines all in here, but I didn't swap the 428 onto the red engine stand and put the other one back on the cradle. So we're going to go ahead and get that knocked out, and that way we can get going on disassembling this 428 and get it ready for the machine shop. If you guys don't have one of these pneumatic jacks for your engine hoist, I highly recommend it. Probably the best $100 you can spend. Makes getting this job done a lot easier, so let's go ahead and get to it. crank gear fought us. It was froze on there pretty good. We finally got on both sides of it at the same time, and it finally popped itself loose. So as you see, we got it flipped over. We're gonna go ahead and get the splash tray pulled off, or the windage tray, and go ahead and start getting this thing blown apart.
I mean, what's it matter whether you get them off or not? I mean, why would one have to go back in another and all that stuff, you know what I mean?
There we go. Yeah, those little notches go towards the front of the engine. All right, guys, as you saw, we just got the bottom end popped out of it, and we also got the cam pulled out of it. So here it is down to the bare block and just the crank in it. So we are pretty much ready to go. Get it sent off to the machine shop. We're just going to figure out what cam we want to run, because we may have the machine shop assemble the short block. So we want to know what cam we want to run. That way we have everything ready to go when we send it up to them. That way, you know, once they're done doing the little cylinder hone and cleaning everything up, it can be tossed right together and we're not waiting on parts. So yeah, everything's in really good shape though. We'll show you a good little view of it here. Crank's in real good shape. All the rod journals. Spins super nice. Here, I'll show you here. Spins really good. So I think we're in good shape. And all the rod bearings look really good as well. No heat scoring, no weird markings on them or anything. So definitely a clean engine. Good morning. Welcome back for another one. As you can see up on the lift here, we got the 57 pretty much squared away here. Just got to throw the speaker in and the gauge cluster in, and that's just about it. I'm going to do a couple detail things to it before it leaves. And we got the Silver Nova back in. If you guys have watched some previous videos, you would remember this. We did a Sniper EFI fuel injection unit on it, rewired the entire car, custom center console, amongst other things, and I can show that here shortly. But it's coming in for a full disc brake conversion as well as a 700 R4. So it's got a 200 R4 in it right now, and it's bad. So anyway, we're gonna get some stuff shuffled around, and I'm gonna do a couple detail things on the 57. And I'll probably pick back up filming on the Nova when I start on it. I don't know if I want to combine the 57 and the Nova in one video, so we'll see. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm going to get stuff swapped around and get started on finishing out these two, or a couple detail things I got to do on the 57 so it can go bye-bye. You're good. getting started on the 55 here this morning. So got to get some stuff shuffled around, as you can see. Got to get back in the trunk area. Dad found a good fuel cell for this thing, so I got to take some measurements, get the center point, and when I get that far, I'll tell you guys the dimensions of the fuel cell we're wanting to run. That way I can figure out how it's going to fit, what kind of room we have, where it's going to place everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff moved out, get this thing moved forward a little bit so I can get back in the trunk, and then we'll kind of go about measuring this thing and setting it up for what we're going to do. All right, guys, got this thing all moved around. I'm gonna move the garnish moldings here. I'm gonna kind of clean the trunk floor up a little bit, because what I wanna do is measure from side to side and front to back, get my center point, and then measure out from each side there, because I think this fuel cell is 18 by 20. I gotta look at the measurements again, so don't quote me on that just yet. And then I'd like to kind of run a tape line and make a square, kind of like it's sitting down in here, and see what it looks like. And then basically we'd have it centered, and then we can see if we would want it a little more offset to one side because of the driver weight being on this side already, or if we just want to keep it centered, probably centered. We'll see here. We'll go ahead and get this thing cleaned up, get the tape line moved around, see where we, get it centered first, and then go from there. Okay, there we go. Got the trunk all cleaned up. And that square is basically what it would look like with our fuel cell in there. So we'll kind of decide, we can obviously just a good guess, good idea for us to see where it is position-wise. And then we can, of course, when we get the fuel cell, we can go off of this and position it, wherever we want it. So, but anyway, there it is. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was kind of a mixture of some stuff. Once the 57 gets back from the interior shop, we're going to go out and get some nice video and pictures of it and everything. And I can maybe do a nice little video of talking about the finished car and everything once the interior's in it, and post that one up if everyone's interested. Obviously we're finally getting some stuff back going on this. Just got some gussets for the lower outriggers, just to kind of help strengthen it up. So I'm probably going to start the next video getting those welded in, and also getting some material to make the engine mounts finally. I know I've talked about that a handful of different times, but now that we know what we're running, we can get some material and make that happen. But other than that, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.